I'm doing a quick refresher debunking of NPR hitman Tom Dreisbach's article on 2000 Mules, the film. A pro-Trump film suggests its data are so accurate it solved a murder. That's false. First of all, for anyone who saw the film, there's a scene with, we're talking about a murder that occurred in Atlanta, the murder of a young black woman named Sequoia Turner. And we see Greg Phillips drawing a circle. They have geo-tracking data from the date and time of the shooting, and drawing a circle Greg Phillips goes, inside this circle is the small population of potential shooters. So in other words, these are the cell phone ID devices where the angle of the bullet seems to have come from. Now again, that doesn't solve a murder. What it does is it tells the cops that these are guys you might want to look more closely at, because all True the Vote has is their cell phone IDs. They don't even have the identities of those individuals, but law enforcement can get them. So again, Tom Dreisbach is setting up the straw man. They solved the murder. And then he goes on to quote the authorities, basically saying that the data put together by True the Vote came after the arrests of these two gang members who are accused of having committed the murder. Well, whether the data came in before or after doesn't really matter, because even after you indict people, you do have to prove your case. And very commonly these days, in fact, this is probably one of the most powerful types of evidence before a jury today, is to show the jury that cell phone geolocation places the suspect right at the scene of the crime at the time that the crime occurred. Now, Dreisbach wants to undercut this. And so he says that he talked to the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and he quotes someone from the GBI saying, "We never received any data from True the Vote." But it turns out if you go back and watch the movie and watch it carefully, it is very clearly stated in the movie that this cell phone geolocation data related to this murder was never given to the GBI. It was given to the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So if the data is given to the FBI, why would the GBI is a sister organization. Now, the FBI may have given it to the GBI, but True the Vote never said it gave the data to the GBI. So what Tom Dreisbach does, very slyly, is he quotes a GBI guy going, "We never got this data." And again, to the naive reader that doesn't realize that nobody said the data was given to the GBI, they go, "This is a decisive refutation." No, it's not, because it's setting up a straw man. Straw man is True the Vote gave the data to the GBI. And then he goes, "See, that never happened." Well, that never happened because no one said it happened. He's not refuting an actual claim. And then to give you an idea of just sort of kind of how even on small things you have deception by this Dreisbach fellow. He says he's talking about the fact that Greg Phillips claims, now this is not directly in the movie, but it's in other interviews that Greg Phillips has done. Greg Phillips says, "We did our work, we did our research at Mississippi State University." This is Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi. So Dreisbach goes running over to Mississippi State. He finds a leftist. It turns out to be the Sid Salter, Chief Communications Officer, Director of Public Affairs. So all of this is, there's these massive titles that give a kind of sense of pomposity. Oh, this is a guy who really knows what he's talking about. Quote, "Mississippi State University, to our knowledge, has done zero analysis or computing on behalf of True the Vote." Classic straw man nonsense. Why? Because first of all, Greg Phillips never said that Mississippi State did any work for True the Vote. Greg Phillips simply said, "I used the facilities and the supercomputing capacity of Mississippi State to do my own research and my team's research." This is kind of like me going to the Princeton University library and reading books in there, and then writing my book, citing sources, and then Princeton saying, "To our knowledge, Princeton University has not done any research for Dinesh D'Souza's book." I never said they did. I merely said I used their facilities. But this is the Dreisbachian technique. The Dreisbachian technique is, since he can't refute what's there, He has to create a phantom. He has to create a straw man. Then he masterfully debunks the straw man and declares victory. I mean, it's the height of deceit. And notice he's doing exactly the same thing here with this unpublished book. He doesn't have the actual book. He doesn't have the book to debunk. I mean, I'd like to see him debunk it. He doesn't have the IQ to be able to debunk the actual book. So what he does is he goes looking for an early copy that's not in circulation. A stray copy that he somehow got a hold of. Maybe some, worker at Walmart pulled out one of the books and like, here you go. This guy was like, yeah, I got it. So he's attacking a non-existent book and he's going to Regner. Regner happily said to him, listen, we can't comment on a book. It's already been, this is a book that's been recalled. The actual book we'll be happy to discuss. Comes out at the end of October. So, but you can see how scared they are of 2000 Mules. They're scared of the movie. They're scared of the book. And the book, of course, does what a movie can't do. It lays out the argument in a very clear, systematic fashion. A movie is a kind of narrative, whereas a book is more like a legal brief. It spells it all out. And it's a little difficult to read through it and not say, wow, there's something really big going on here. Whatever you think of it in the end, it's difficult to ignore. What Dreisbach is trying to do is get people to sort of dismiss it. This is what he's after, and this is why he's doing the hit piece that is going to come out, I think, either today or tomorrow.